Welcome everybody. My name is Annia Aleman, and I am the coordinator of the PGH Lab program. And I just wanted to say thank you very much for coming this afternoon. This is our second Inclusive Innovation Meetup. And this is an initiative that was straight feedback from our Inclusive Innovation Week this past April. The community wants to keep the conversation going, so this is what we're trying to do, connecting our partners, meeting every month, and also making sure that everybody gets to learn about the different resources the city offers, the city and our partners. So thank you very much for coming. Thank you to our interpreters who are here in case anybody needs it. They will be doing their job over here and also mingling afterwards in the event. So again, we are celebrating today local entrepreneurs of the City of Pittsburgh through the PGH Lab program. This is a city program in partnership with the Urban Redevelopment Authority, the Housing Authority of Pittsburgh, and the Pittsburgh Water and Sewer Authority, where we bring local startups to test products and services for 3 to 4 months. Without further ado, I want to encourage everybody to keep the conversation online via #WeInnovatePGH. And please send us your feedback, any questions, and connect with each other. And I would like to introduce one of our program advisors and also champion of the program, Councilman Dan Gilman. He's going to be saying a few remarks about the program. It is thanks to him that we have been doing programs like this, and he has been a great champion for this program and also for entrepreneurs in the city.
Thanks so much, Annia. It's great to be here with so many friends in the community on celebration of PGH Labs in the second class, as well as just furthering the Inclusive Innovation Roadmap. The roadmap really is getting national attention. I have colleagues across the country at different levels of government wanting to look at the roadmap and see how they too can recognize the need for changing the definitions of innovation, changing the definitions of entrepreneurship to a much broader understanding of what it means. But at the same time, a roadmap is a roadmap. It's a document. It's a really good document. It's a living document, but it's still a document. And this doesn't happen without, number one, the incredible team, Annia and her colleagues and our innovation specialists and the teams at the URA and INP, but also all of you. It's the companies, it's the entrepreneurs in the communities, it's the VC community, it's our university partners. It takes the entire community if we are going to take Pittsburgh forward for everybody. If this is going to be a city for all, where whether you're born of means or not, whether you're born in America or a country around the world, whether you have a PhD or a GED, that you can be part of what a 21st century global economy looks like, that you can be part of the innovation economy and take advantage of the growth we're seeing across the city, that takes partnerships across the board. And for years, the city was missing from that. We've had community organizations and CDCs, we've had private capital in universities, the foundations have been incredible, but what we didn't have was the city. And under the mayor's leadership and Deborah Lamb and now Lee Haller and the team at the URA, the city's got skin in the game. We're actually investing in companies. We're actually partnering through PGH Lab to provide mentorships. We started Metro Lab so we can partner with universities so that we have an R&D department and they have an urban test lab. That partnership was such a missing piece. And while we're making strides and we all recognize we have a long way to go, Pittsburgh's way has always been through partnerships, and we're seeing the progress on the ground with what it means when city has skin in the game to partner with the community on expanding innovation to all 90 neighborhoods. So thank you to everybody who's here. Congratulations to the great companies for the work they've done as part of PGH Lab. I had the privilege of knowing several of the companies already with great potential. And I look forward to one day when there's a story out there about one of these companies on CNN or in the Wall Street Journal or something, and they talk about their start being incubated within city government, and that'll be the first time you ever read it. And that'll be an amazing moment for all of us. So thank you, everybody. And I now want to introduce Valerie McDonald Roberts. I was teasing her. If I was going to read her bio, it would take about 15 minutes and 4 pages for everything she has accomplished. When people, and I mean this, Chief, Valerie, for those that don't know, is the Chief Urban Affairs Officer for the Mayor in the City of Pittsburgh. And when we talk about standing on shoulders of giants who worked before us, I think we're talking about Valerie. Through her time on City Council, School Board, the county, the Mayor's office, every single nonprofit and foundation you can think of. That's Valerie. And so everything we are doing today, so much of that groundwork in government was laid by Chief Roberts. So, Chief, please.
Thank you all. He is just too gracious. I think he did it on purpose. He's probably seeing if I'm able to blush and be seen blushing. You understand what I'm saying? Some people get in, some people don't. Like, okay, never mind. But I do want to acknowledge an individual who was brought in as we see pictures of the mayor as in his inauguration, as he's coming down the street, and it was bitter cold outside, and as we walked, but hand in hand with certain chiefs, some are no longer with us, and one is Deborah Lamb. And to be walking down there and to have a vision for what we wanted this administration to be about, for what we wanted the city to be about. And it was truly just the photo of us shows inclusivity from the very start, So I have to thank her for getting the party started with this, for talking about innovation, for establishing this whole initiative and establishing the Department of Innovation and Performance. And as the councilman said, he said most of the things that don't need to be repeated. He summed it up from Lee Haller and Tom Link at the URA, who are carrying this initiative forward. I had a wonderful opportunity to participate in All-Star Code. And as I was sitting at the table, and let me tell you about intergenerational connections, because that's what I always experience, because I'm kind of like on the other side, on the way down, And then there's others that are on the way up as far as our young millennial Generation X, people who are going to take this city forward, working with government, working with Mayor Peduto, and all of the individuals in government who have that vision. But as we were sitting there, I was talking, Sean, and one of them looked at me, he said, "Hi, what the heck is coding?" I said, "I don't know." I said, "Do you do it?" He said, "No." But it's an intergenerational to acknowledge that and then to celebrate those that are moving this region forward in innovation, in coding, in technology, in innovation. So I want to thank you on behalf of Mayor Peduto for all that you all do. Continue that. The entrepreneurs, not just working in the standard business, but creating business, creating efficiencies for all of the residents in the city of Pittsburgh. It goes without saying that this was something that was a great launch at East Liberty Library, and it is now an honor to stand here for the mayor and say, we have tangibles, we have outcomes with this initiative. It is exactly what it says. It's inclusivity, it's innovation, and it is our roadmap. And guess what? We're on the road now with all that. So I want to congratulate you and thank you on behalf of the mayor.
So now, next, I would like to introduce Thomas Link, Director of Innovation and Entrepreneurship at the Urban Redevelopment Authority. The URA has been a key partner in the creation of PGH Lab, and so please welcome.
Thank you so much. Yeah, my name's Tom Link. I'm the Director of the Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship at the Urban Redevelopment Authority of Pittsburgh. So, me and my team, we wake up every day thinking about how can we help a business start, how can we help a business expand, and how can we attract businesses to the city of Pittsburgh. That's what we do. It's our mission, and we do this on a daily basis. As Annia said, we're proud to be partnered with the city's Office of Innovation and Performance, the Mayor's Office, Council, everybody in city government to advance this mission, and specifically through the Roadmap for Inclusive Innovation. One of the things I tell my team is that if we're going to help entrepreneurs, we need to think entrepreneurially about that as ourselves as a government agency and working on behalf of the city to advance this mission. So thinking about PGH Lab, it's interesting. I think about, I look at my team member, Jennifer, who's really worked so hard at this, but maybe 4 years ago we were thinking about different initiatives that would be something different and exciting for the city. And one of the things that comes up a lot is we need more pilot opportunities for individual companies. Like, so a small business, a startup has a product or a service, and they need to pilot this product or service. And we need companies to work with these smaller businesses to be pilot customers. And then we said to ourselves, well, we should do that. Here's an opportunity. Why does the URA act as a pilot customer? Why does the city act as a customer? Why don't the authorities? And really, PGH Lab was born out of that. And it's exciting for me today to sit here and see it to be in its multiple cycles of this program. URA has been a pilot customer for 3 companies. So the first cycle, HybriSense, was a company that came into the URA and used us as a customer to test their product. I mean, when I say all hands on deck at the URA, all hands were on deck. It was a tool for facilities, and our engineers were involved, and facilities folks were involved to help pilot HybriSense at the URA. Through this cycle, which I'll hear more about later. And I see my friend Columbus is in the back; he'll talk about it. But Cognaware and Flywheel have been at the URA testing their products. So, we're excited about this opportunity. I would encourage anybody here, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're thinking about being an entrepreneur, find myself, find my team. I see several of them out there. I won't name all of them, but it's really our job in the world is to support you. And if there's anything we can do to help you, whether it's capital, whether it's understanding PGH Lab, whether it's a data point or some sort of a network connectivity, we're do whatever we can to do that for you. So, really thank you and appreciate everything here, and excited to have participated in this great program. So thank you.
All right. So now I would like to invite Startable and All-Star Code to make your way up here, please. These are 2 of my favorite programs right now in Pittsburgh, and we have representatives from their organizations that are going to be telling you a little bit more about the program, what they were up to this summer with high school youth, and some special announcements as well for next year. So, Jackie, if you can please join me.
I can talk about Startable real quick and then talk about All-Star. Hi, so I'm Jackie Shimshoni. I'm the program coordinator for Startable Pittsburgh. Startable is a teen program out of Innovation Works, which works with students between the ages of 15 and 19 for 8 weeks in the summer, and we run a very rigorous curriculum that's a mix of an entrepreneurship curriculum derived from Alpha Lab Gear, who's worked with many of the companies who are here today through the City Lab program, and a maker curriculum based out of Tech Shop Pittsburgh. And we work for 8 weeks to help the students start their own businesses. So the first half of the program is about how do you put together a business plan, and then the second half is, okay, we give you investment. How do you make that business happen?
Good afternoon. I'm Sean Gray, Pittsburgh Area Director of All-Star Code. All-Star Code is a computer science education nonprofit that creates economic opportunity for motivated high school boys of color by developing a new generation of entrepreneurs with the skills, networks, and mindsets they need to succeed in technology. Based in New York, this is the first time that it's been outside of New York City. It was established by Christina Lewis Halpern in 2013. She was here last fall for the Frontier Conference and loved Pittsburgh, saw what we were doing here, and decided that Pittsburgh was the next place for the All-Star Code expansion. She reached out to Pittsburgh community leaders Nancy Washington, Laura Washington, and Ken Spruill, who have been our champions. The flagship program is a 6-week summer intensive. We have 2 of our students here today behind the camera who are here to show you what we ended up doing at Demo Day. At the end of the program, coding, computer science, JavaScript, CSS, and HTML, along with soft skills and life skills, building networks, having speakers come to talk with us, like Don Charlton, Bobby Zappala, Bill Generette. We go off-site and do site visits with BNY Mellon Innovation Center, Google, Shell Games, and Urban Innovation 21. At the end of the 6-week program, we have a demo day where we present, or the students present their projects that they learned how to build. So today, if you'd like to join us behind, they are going to show you what they did. They're hoping to launch this program, this app, in the next few weeks. So if you have questions, please come over and join us. Once an all-star, always an all-star. This year we started with one cohort of 18 students from 12 different schools in the Pittsburgh area. Next year we're expanding to 3 cohorts. Chatham University hosted this year, hoping to expand that to 3 different locations next year. So I will be out there in the community looking for partners, students, site visits, speakers, money, and a lot of just sort of people who are interested in what we're doing. So please come and visit. Looking forward to it. Thank you so much for having us.
All right. How's everybody? Good? Getting pumped? Okay. So we're now going into the company presentation. So if you can please come make your way up here, starting with Clean Robotics, who work with the Department of Public Works, and his champion was Kyle Winkler. Then we'll follow by Cognoware, and whose test was at the Urban Redevelopment Authority, and will be introduced by Jennifer Wilhelm, Manager of Innovation Entrepreneurship at the URA. Then we'll continue with Meadowhead Labs, who was placed at the Pittsburgh Water and Sewer Authority, and Antoinette Palmieri will be introducing them, followed by Flywheel, whose pilot was at the URA, and Columbus will be introducing them. He's the HR director of the URA. And last but not least will be Carta, and they work with the Department of Public Works, and their champion was Matt Jacob. So if you can please come. Okay, Charles, you're right here. All right. Hi.
You can do it all together. Thank you, folks. As Annia mentioned, my name is Kyle Winkler. I'm with the City of Pittsburgh's Bureau of Environmental Services in the Recycling Division under the Department of Public Works. And what we do is we pick up residential recycling and trash for 115,000 residents within the city. So units 1 up until 5 units per building. And so that's certainly a challenge that we deal with, cleaning up that material, educating folks about what is the right things to recycle, how to set out their recycling and trash in general. So my pleasure to work with Clean Robotics was having to kind of think about some of these things and how their project might help either educate folks within our institutional generators, whether it's the Pittsburgh Public Schools or the City of Pittsburgh itself, and also how that might affect the quality of the materials coming out the back end, which is a huge issue. So does the city spend time picking up trash as recycling, or do we pick up recyclables that end up saving the city money? So challenging assumptions requiring me to justify our current programming of maybe a little bit, because their questions are a little bit more outside the box. They're coming at it from a totally different angle, technological, whatever their business perspective is. It has been enlightening for me to be involved in that process. And also just knowing that the question that was originally being asked may not be the question that we end up answering in the end. So I guess with that, keep it simple. Charles Yhap.
Hi everybody, I'm Charles Yhap, CEO of Clean Robotics. Our product is TrashBot, which you see over here with the screen. Our fantastic team will be manning it all afternoon, so if you'd like to dispose or recycle of any of your waste, we're there. TrashBot is an automated robotic waste sorter. It replaces existing waste stations in public spaces like airports, convention centers, arenas. It works using machine learning, sensors, and computer vision. So you essentially just toss your waste away. We detect what material it is and put it in landfill or on the recycling side. We came into the PGH Labs program hoping to test several aspects of our business operations, as well as our technology and our software. And we learned a tremendous amount, notably some of the lessons learned and the results we had. We found some issues with our supply chain. It wasn't fast enough. The quality wasn't as great as we had hoped. Our software had some bugs in it, specifically communicating with the cloud API that we were using. And it was fantastic, and we know that we have to improve some of the system integration and our supply chain on the business side. So again, we had a fantastic time. Next steps are to, again, work through these issues that we identified through the partnership with PGH Labs and improve on that and implement those lessons. Our website is www.cleanrobotics.com. Feel free to drop us a note or stop by and chat with us. Thank you.
When I saw the application for this next company, I was pretty excited. Those who know me know that I'm always cold, and my biggest nemesis is air conditioning in office buildings in the summer. It's nice outside, people. Turn the air conditioning off. So when I heard about this company, Cognoware, and what they had to offer for professional women like me, who are often chilly in office environments, I jumped at the chance to try it. We were lucky enough at the URA to be able to test this product over the length of the PGH Lab program. And now today, I'm very excited to introduce to you Amit Chaudhry, who is the CEO and founder of Cognoware. Amit comes with a lot of experience in technology, development, marketing, and business expertise. She has an MBA from NYU, and she's here to tell you a little bit about her experience. Amit?
Thank you, Jennifer. My name is Amit Chaudhry, and I am the CEO of Cognoware. Cognoware is a technology company, and we are inspired by the belief that apparel can be something more than what you wear. So using embedded electronics and sensing technology, we are creating intelligent attire that will interpret the wearer's environmental surroundings and body signals and translate these into the most comfortable temperature for the wearer. This smart sensing technology can also be used to communicate with the wearer and their environment when verbal interaction is not an option. An example of this is nonverbal autistic kids or people with degenerative diseases such as Parkinson's, Lou Gehrig's, or MS. Because our technology is uniquely adaptive, it can be used in a variety of different ways, from commercial use to the potential for military application and healthcare applications. Our first product is the Smart Garment for the Smart Woman. It's a heated garment with individualized adaptive temperature control that can be worn professionally. Our garment is an environmentally friendly solution because it has the potential to reduce the energy usage inside office buildings. As we all know that indoor environments are not optimal for many individuals, especially women. And so many people have to resort to using space heaters, blankets, or outerwear to warm themselves. And the challenge of temperature control is ubiquitous. Whether it's summer or winter, most offices are freezing. So with our technology, an individual can set a microclimate for themselves to create their own, to satisfy their own unique temperature needs. Our goal with the PGH Lab program was twofold: to refine our technology and to refine our garment design. We were partnered with the URA because their building has poor temperature control. We work directly with the URA employees, who are our end users, to refine the usability of our garment and also the look of our garment. For the first part of the program, we focused on the usability of our garment. So we tested things such as battery life, the level of warmth the garment provided, the areas of the body that our users cared most about warming, and the safety and durability of our garment. For the second part of the program, we gathered data on the look of our garment. So we made observations such as, is the design professionally appealing? What textile is the most comfortable to wear throughout the day? And how does the wearer use and interact with the garment? In addition to these field tests, we also asked the URA and the City of Pittsburgh employees to participate in a customer discovery survey. PGH Lab program helped us move our company forward by providing us an opportunity to get real-time feedback on our product. Our usability tests helped us identify the areas of the body that our users cared most about warming, and also helped us improve the safety of our garment. Our design tests helped us refine the look of our garment and narrow down the textiles that our customers found the most appealing. The PGH Lab program for us was extremely useful in pushing our product development forward. And I want to thank all the testers at the URA and the City of Pittsburgh for providing us with their time and their valuable feedback. I hope that we can continue this relationship in the future and continue working with the city. Please be sure to stop by our table and check out our prototype. Thank you.
Hello, I am Nettie, but most of you know me as at PGH20. I am the social media coordinator and acting executive assistant for Pittsburgh Water and Sewer Authority. I was really looking forward to working with Melon Labs because they do water sensors. And I wanted to utilize this technology to monitor partial lead line replacements before, during, and after that. But when PWSA halted the partial lead line replacements, we decided to utilize their other technology called Flamingo. So this technology we put in the source water, which is the Allegheny River. And I would like to introduce Dave.
Thank you, Nettie. My name's Dave Spear. I'm with Melonhead Labs here. We're a Pittsburgh-based startup. We use CMU-based technology for something that touches everybody's life every single day, which is water. The water that comes out of your pipes, the water flows through our rivers. That's what we measure and sense at Melonhead Labs. We started a project with PWSA, and the project was to specifically monitor lead in the water, a big issue not only here, but in cities all across America right now, the aging infrastructure. So we started out measuring that. We had to pivot because the lead line project was put on hiatus. When that starts back up, we hope to measure that for all the households. We make two pieces of hardware and firmware. One is called Catfish, and one is called Flamingo. Catfish, which is spelled C-A-T-T, fish, is for use inside the home, and it measures incoming water quality. So in your home, you can find out how your water quality measures over time. The second unit we make is called Flamingo, and that's what we worked with PWSA on for this project. It is an autonomous black box, and we put it on the input side of the water plant. And why we did that was to measure the incoming water quality into the plant. We can also measure it on the output side as well. Specifically, this little black box, 24 hours, 7 days a week, measures water quality as it comes into the plant, and it keeps all that data. We actually collected about 12,000 pieces of data that we shared with PWSA. What that allows them to do is see the input side on their system so that they can make sure the output, the thing that we all consume every day in showers and drinking, is of good quality. So we were honored to work with PWSA on this. We learned a great deal about the resilience of the project. We made some tweaks in the hardware and firmware based on this project. And we actually got a call from EPA, one of the largest sensor purchasers in the world, during this project so that they could team with us moving forward here in Pittsburgh. So we're going to be putting additional sensors around the city that Melonhead Labs manufactures. So we're excited about that. We want to thank everybody involved, obviously. In the city, PWSA, Nettie, Mike, and Faith, with the City Innovation Office, Annia, Lee, and Todd. And with CMU, I want to thank Chris, Josh, and of course Reed from the CTEC office for supporting us in this endeavor. So please keep your ears open for Melonhead Labs. We hope to do more in the future in Pittsburgh. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Columbus Brooks, and I'm with the URA, and I'm proudly happy here to introduce Flywheel. Flywheel had a lot of individuals that were interested in working with them, but they chose URA, and when I got the funny emails stating, "Will you accept this rose?" It's a match made in heaven. What can I say about Flywheel? Flywheel brought a unique, outside-the-box, superb way for the URA to deal with their communication and implement a better structure of processes at the URA. Not only did they deal with working with the leadership team, including myself, but they also looked at the whole culture as a whole and talked with management and regular individuals and helped us implement a plan that would be very successful going forward. When I work with a company as an HR professional, sometimes consultants will come in and tell you what to do, but with Adam Nelson and Amanda Lowe, they give us a different way of looking at things, and I always think those are the best individuals to work with in any organization. They brought a unique style, working with the executive director and myself, and gave us a different way of looking at things and a lot of aha moments. So without further discussion from me, I introduce Flywheel.
I mean, that covered basically everything, so I don't really know exactly what more to tell you guys. Oh, geez, there we go. So, hi, my name's Adam. I am the founder and principal of Flywheel with my partner Amanda back there at our table. And I have a little speech that I'm going to give, but before I do that, I want to thank the Office of Inclusive Innovation and the mayor's office and our city government for doing this program, which I don't think exists anywhere else. I think it's really cool that the city of Pittsburgh is like figuring out a way for young companies who may have a very difficult time working with government or working with other larger organizations to try a new approach. I think it's mutually beneficial, right? Because it's not often that government gets to try stuff fresh out of the gate. It's not often that we get feedback from big organizations about what their issues are. And it's not often that a tiny company like mine can work with an organization the size of the URA. I'd especially like to thank Annia because she did everything, and she was constantly answering my weird questions and like dealing with my bad moods and everything about that. So I want to give a round of applause first to all the members of city government and Annia especially who worked on this. Thank you guys very much. I'd especially like to thank them because they took a risk with even letting us apply to this program, because Flywheel is not a traditional technology company. We're an organizational technology company. Actually, we're a human technology company. And what I mean by that is that we're a different type of business consultancy that approaches organizations as ecosystems of interlocking processes. We help businesses and companies understand what practices are preventing them from doing their best work. As Columbus mentioned, we don't just point out what's wrong, we try to actually help the companies fix the problems that are in place by designing new processes, procedures, and human technologies that improve the experience of work for human beings and help make companies more productive. So through the Pittsburgh Lab program, we had the opportunity to work with the Urban Redevelopment Authority, and the URA is similar to other organizations in many ways. It's also unique in many ways. It's doing great work in the city, and they brought us on because there were opportunities to improve that work. Let me tell you about those opportunities. For those of you who don't know, you're probably familiar with some of the projects that the URA does, but the URA is over 70 years old. And that means that a lot of its processes have been developed organically over like 7 decades. So that's a lot of traditional stuff that might be going on. It employs 90 people, which is a lot of people, across several different departments, and some projects require the work of one department, some require the work of all the departments. The projects that they do, there's over 300 projects and programs that they have in place at any given time, which is a tremendous amount of work because each project itself is unique. And they're a government entity, or a quasi-government entity, which means they have a super constrained budget, right? So they have a lot of these huge systemic factors that make the work that the URA does very challenging. And when systemic problems or challenges like this are in place, it can be very difficult to do your best work. So what the URA asked us to come do was examine their organization and develop some new practices to help them do their work better. And we didn't come in with a prescription about 6 new ways to improve your productivity in 10 steps or whatever, because we don't know what the actual problems the URA was experiencing were before we got in and began to work with them. Every organization is different, and there's no single solution that works with every organization. So we didn't come in with a prescription. Instead, we spent the first 6 weeks of our pilot observing, interviewing, and analyzing the workflows inside of the organization. We diagrammed for the URA how their work actually happens instead of how we might think it happens. And we used this initial systemic analysis to show where improvements of processes inside of the organization would have the biggest impact. From there, we went on to design a new communication system for their projects, which enabled leadership to effectively delegate projects to others and then forget about them. The great thing about this is that it frees up time for leadership to do what it is that they do best, and it empowers employees to use their skills to solve meaningful problems at work. As a result of this one change, we've seen communication habits in the organization begin to change for the better, and trust and understanding increase among leadership significantly. You can actually read a lot more about the specific impacts that we had. We have a case study about this project that we did back at our table. But I can tell you that this has been an extremely successful pilot, both from our perspective and from the URA's perspective, and we do plan to continue our work with the authority through the end of the year. In addition, our work with them has informed our own understanding of how workplace processes work, and we're developing an internal model of how creative work happens in all types of organizations as a result of what we've learned from this project. Now, you can expect to hear more from us in the coming months about what we discover about how work happens, and new successes that we have with other clients. We actually have another one of our clients here today. Flexible's over there somewhere. So, pitch time. If you think that your organization could benefit from better processes and a better understanding of how your work actually works, give us a call. You can find us online at goflywheelgo.com or just talk to us at that table back there. Thank you very much.
Hello, everybody. My name is Matthew Jacob. I'm with the Department of Public Works. I'm a project implementation analyst there. The Department of Public Works is responsible for maintaining pretty much anything physical assets in the city. So that ranges from streets to parks to buildings. When we heard that there was a handheld device that could make 3D digital models of practically anything in a matter of minutes, we were pretty interested in that. A major cost in a lot of our projects is site drawings, building drawings, things of that nature, both on us giving that to contractors and the contractors returning that to us. So we saw an immediate benefit if this technology worked the way that we pictured it. We met with CARTA, with Steve Huber and Dave Duggins, and we really put the technology to the test. So we took them all over the city, we took them on rooftops, we took them to abandoned buildings, and we were pretty pleased with the results. So with that being said, I would like to introduce Steve Huber from CARTA. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Steve Huber, the Director of Engineering at CARTA. So what we do is we accurately and easily capture the real world into 3D models that are actionable, that you can actually do something with, that address real world markets that are very large today. So we're taking really pretty cutting edge robotics technology and applying it to an industry that's out there and exists. Things like surveying, architecture, construction, as well as things like property technology and security planning. So the idea here is that you can replace a process that requires a person to do things like go with a tape measure or a single distance measure into a building and very slowly and manually measure everything and draw it up into a plan to say, here's what this building looks like, and then provide that to an architect that takes it and produces a remodel design from that. So that process is very long, it's very error prone, and the detail that you get is not all there. So you might get wall-to-wall distances, but you miss a lot of detail in that. What we do instead is we have a device that you simply press a button, it immediately starts to scan, and as you walk, it builds a 3D model on the screen of wherever you're walking through in real time. As soon as you're done, just hit stop, it saves the model and you can open it up into CAD and then start to draw your remodel plan directly off of that. Really what we were able to do at the Pittsburgh Labs program was get a good opportunity to demonstrate our technology in applications right here. It was really invaluable to get to use the device ourselves, as opposed to sending it out to customers, which in many cases may be all the way around the world. So we launched this product during the time that we were at the Pittsburgh Labs program. We had prototypes going in. We now have our first production run built and all sold. And 8 out of the 9 that we sold are international, which is exciting but also difficult. Getting feedback from customers that are overseas, it's hard to really understand how they're using the device, the challenges that they have, and having this experience really helped us a lot to experience those challenges ourselves and then kind of break through the language and geographic boundaries there to really try to help them and make our product better. So it's been exciting, and we're growing quick, and yeah, it's been great. We'll have the product over there, and it's pretty easy to use, so feel free to stop by and build a quick map.
All right. It's a little bit too tall. So I wanted to say, let's give a round of applause to all of the presenters and the companies. I think it's pretty exciting what they're doing, and I think it makes us Pittsburgh look very cool. So yeah, good job, guys. Yeah, it's very inspiring to work with them every day. And but I also wanted to take a moment to thank my team: Jennifer, Wilhelm, Christine, Sanjana, Todd, Ellen. Without them, obviously, this would be a lot more harder to do, and we all come together also as entrepreneurs and try to think about ways of how can we make Pittsburgh better and more inclusive and an inclusive place. So thank you to them. And now please get to know each other. If you don't know that many people, get new friends today. There is a lot of food, so please help us eat it and go to the tables, mingle with the companies. They're doing really cool stuff. So hopefully you can get inspired to start your own innovative ideas, and maybe for the next cycle you will be here presenting. So with that, I want to announce the third cycle of the PGH Lab program will start in Halloween with the application period. So stay tuned, and if you have any questions, reach out. So thank you.